Welcome to the Bad Tutors podcast. If you are here for the newest, up-to-date, and accurate information about the nerdy topics that are near and dear to your heart, well, let me tell you, you ended up in the wrong place. Here we are all about hot takes and grandiose displays of misinformation. So stick along for the ride and you might just blow a blood vessel or two. So Tyler, we're actually getting back on track this time, and I'm not kidding. We are discussing SCP again. We're getting back into it. And I think it's pretty fair to say we've discussed more about SCP than your average person. Mostly because your average person doesn't discuss SCP, but that's neither here nor there. We've talked about it kind of in the universe and out of the universe as well. We are going to discuss the O5 Council. We've talked about them before a little bit. They're the highest level of the SCP Foundation, and before I divulge their secrets and talk about things that no one should know, you want to give us just a quick little rundown of what we know of the O5 Council in like basic terms.
Sure. So the O5 Council is a mysterious group of you can consider them corporate higher-ups or shareholders, is kind of a funny way to picture it, but they are sort of the end-all, be-all executives of the SCP Foundation, and when it comes down to it, we really don't know too much about them.
We don't even necessarily know if they exist.
That's true.
If we're looking in terms of the world,
in the past.
It could be one person, it could be a bunch of people pretending to be one person. There's a lot of different possibilities, but the commonly accepted and rolled with version of the O5 Council is that there are 13 council members.
Kind of messes me up because I feel like there should just be 5, but we'll just leave it alone.
I've always thought that as well. I don't know. I think something in me says they wanted to hit 13. That's my only guess. That is not
just the number 13.
Anything. Yeah, just unlucky 13 for like the big mysterious council. That kind of just makes sense to me. Ooh, little big words. Scared of the threes.
The number 13. We have
a couple of. Yeah, there's a 3 in that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's specifically the number 13.
Yeah, I know.
Don't you play Magic? There's like whole cards.
There's like 4 cards associated with it, and
I think
everyone.
I think there's like.
Tell me there's 13 of them, and let's be honest, they can't ever print more than 13 of them.
I was gonna say 12 because I think that's a more accurate number.
If they ever print more than 13 cards that have to do with the number 13, I'm gonna be very upset.
I can look it up.
But there is one other, even more mysterious person though that I want to talk about kind of briefly before we just dive into the council itself. And that is the administrator. I don't know if we've ever mentioned the administrator on here before. He's like, people like, this is even within the outside lore, is he's very abstract. There's reports that maybe he's like the actual leader of the O5 Council. Like he could be above them even. He could be like an all-powerful SCP that the Foundation is containing, but he also helps them. There is like truly not a lot of things. There's, as always, a lot of different theories, but this is the most anomalous part of this. He's always associated with the council, and especially O5-1, but like he's hardly ever, if ever, seen, where of course most of the council is very rarely seen, but like they are known to some extent, and like people do see them, be it the higher ups or otherwise. But this guy maybe Shadow runs things, maybe he doesn't, but like he's almost certainly is a thing.
Okay.
That's kind of all there is. Like I want to give more, and like I know I always play up the like, oh, SCP, it's true, it's not true, nobody knows. This one like really very purposefully there is like not anything really super concrete to go off of. For all of these, none of them have a certain identity, as I'm going to go through all of them here. So I'm going to kind of be like picking and choosing bits of information to lace through it, because any of it could be true. So we're just going to kind of go through them that way. But that's the administrator. He may shadowrun things, he may not exist, but the O5 Council, for the sake of our narrative, does exist for sure. And now we're going to discuss them.
All right, sounds good.
And we're going to start from the bottom up. We are going to start with 05-13, the Other Overseer. Now, some of these people have actual names in here. I'm not looking to get too in-depth with those. I don't believe it's going to matter too much. I'm just going to kind of give a highlight of like what the clip... I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of who these people are, what they do, and what they're on the council for. Because there are different ways you could be put onto the O5 Council. You could obviously be like a founding member, but people have also been voted on or just appointed to the council. So everyone is there for a reason. If you're no longer useful, you will be removed and replaced. So I'm going to go through why everyone is still here. And as you'd expect, it gets a lot crazier as things start going up. But it also starts out pretty fucking crazy with the Other Overseer. Because as we know, the O5 Council is this all-knowing, all-powerful kind of group that may or may not exist. And it seems like they live probably a long time. And that is theorized that it is because the Other Overseer, in accordance with 051 and the Administrator, may have made a deal with Death himself to protect the council for just extended life and basically immortality. So you could say he's pretty fucking important. If he dies, in theory, everyone is mortal again. So that's pretty bad. He's important for being the last guy. He could also be a tiebreaker, as, 13, you have 12 people on a council and split vote down the middle. You need someone to decide it. They added a 13th member. That is also a theory that someone needed to split the vote. So we have 0513 now.
Stacking the chords.
Oh, you gotta stack those cards, dude. That's him. He's just a dude that it maybe has a deal with death and is also a tiebreaker. Next, we have 12. I'm obviously not going to count down numbers. We all know how to count down from 13, I hope. So we have next the accountant. He is the finance bro. He likes his money. It's theorized that he has, probably a couple probably a good amount of his staff at high level, very powerful positions in Wall Street and anything financial to maintain control as they do over everything at all times. And the slightly more interesting thing about him is that everything about him is meticulously planned. He knows every moment of everything that is going to happen in his day, when it will happen, how it will happen. He has a very specific routine that he follows every single day.
Okay.
And like I said, some of them are going to be crazy.
He's just a little quirky.
A little quirky. He's just kind of a little quirky.
Just
guy.
A little on the spectrum.
He's just a little on the spectrum. You need that for the finance guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you're a finance bro, right?
I'm a finance. I'd be a bad finance bro. I'm just on the spectrum. I'm on the D&D side of the spectrum.
You have
not the finance bro side.
You have a marketing degree. That's finance.
I don't have a marketing degree, and it's barely finance. It is treated that way, though.
What's your degree in if it's not marketing?
Advertising.
Oh shit! Those are the same fucking thing.
They're not. We're not getting into that.
Advertising,
right
marketing.
It's the same. It's
the finance. It all has to deal with money.
Not the same thing.
It all has to deal with money.
So a doctor is a finance bro?
Yes.
Okay.
A pharmacist is a finance bro.
Okay, I won't argue that one. You got me there for sure. So 0511 though, she is she's the Joseph Goebbels of the 05 Council.
Okay.
Is how I describe her. She is basically, from what it looks like, just the overseer of propaganda and cover stories. I mean, you know, espionage is what we would actually say that it's more in. She maintains cover stories for anything, any SCP, amnestic supply, anything like that. But like,
she's the PR
really
rep.
Shady. The PR rep, very shady. Definitely seems to plot against people like fucking constantly. Like, there's always a little bit of infighting in the council from time to time, but like, you know, the PR and propaganda minister is gonna do some plotting against people. That's just kind of how that goes, I feel like. And no records exist of any kind of appointment, so she just showed up.
Well, she probably had the records expunged for the PR.
Of course. But it is really funny that even to like the 05 council, she's like, yeah, she showed up. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But everything kind of did in this world. So it checks out as well. Up next, we have the archivist, formerly Diane Walters. This is already where things kind of start getting crazy a bit more, I should say.
At number 10.
Yeah. Things get weird quick. She perceives all, but kind of in a, she keeps very, very extensive records on everything since she has been here. It is maybe theorized that has connections to the Wanderer's Library, which is where all of the knowledge is all of the knowledge in the universe is stored in one location, is the Wanderer's Library. She might have some connection to that. And since she has come to Earth, she has taken meticulous records of everything that has ever happened. So it kind of makes sense. The most bloodthirsty of the entire fucking council, because when you just see everything constantly on a grand scale, it's probably pretty easy to see humanity is negative, and she just kind of views him as fodder and a means to whatever she needs, or she or the council needs, because they just keep coming. It's fine. And like it brings into question kind of where is omniscience when you're detailing everything? At what point are you omniscient?
Yeah, I mean, the ability to perceive everything kind of defeats the SCP Foundation, doesn't it? Because they just know about all the SCPs and then how to contain them, right?
I should say perceiving everything was probably a little hyperbolic of me to say. She more so has a lab underneath Yellowstone where everything that can be documented is.
Oh, okay. So
It doesn't change the question too much, to be perfectly honest.
it's more so if
Um,
anybody in the O5 Council needs to know about something, they have the answer through her.
yeah, pretty much. It's a record keeping outside of the actual record keeping of the foundation.
Okay.
Like her record keeping is not the same. We'll talk about it. There's a different guy that does like the official on the books record keeping. The archivist maybe is just gone insane from having all the knowledge. Possibly not. I really don't know. But like,
She's just a
seems
really
like you would.
dedicated librarian and knows the Dewey Decimal
She, yeah,
System uh,
to a T.
of every piece of knowledge in her inventory.
Exactly.
That's knowing
That's
your
totally
trade.
normal.
Yeah.
That really is. That's a true master of her craft. She's put in at least 10,000 hours for. Now we have the outsider. Now this there isn't there isn't too much here really. She's done a lot of research. Very one of the most focused into research on the council. And has given the foundation some of its like biggest breakthroughs throughout its history. Um, there isn't too much other than no one fucking likes her, which is why she's called the outsider. Just no one likes her.
Nice.
That's it. It's she was voted on, but isn't seen much because no one likes her, and they view her as needlessly short sighted. Is kind of their reasoning. Um, yeah, that's it. That's just a funny one to me. The others are kind of like crazy. He's like, man, she's here. She do science, but like, get the fuck out. We hate that. We hate this bitch. Get out of here. Um, we're gonna move on to 058, the Lesser. He was a former American industrialist, Baron Lehman Hoadley, and him and his brother had a train company that made fat fucking stacks. And then his brother died, and he got all of the money and sold the whole company. It seems like he was already on the council at this point. I'm not exactly sure, but it seems like he kind of bankrolled the early days of the foundation. And he used to kind of be the leader because I think he bankrolled it and went, I'm in charge. But since then, power has fallen into the hands of 057. And he's kind of just become a cyborg now, big into transhumanism. So he's kind of cool.
Okay.
Old train guy, probably another guy on the spectrum a little bit, to be honest.
He liked his model trains and
Hey, nothing wrong
also
with trains.
replacing body parts with mechanical parts.
Probably train parts.
Because if there's one thing we know about trains is that they never fail.
No, I don't think so. I can't think of one train that's ever failed.
057.
Those things go through mountains. 057 is now, as I just said, kind of the de facto leader of the group. 051 is kind of like in charge. Like, for sure, he's the one that's in charge, but he does so much other shit that someone else has to be the one that kind of actually runs the foundation. And that falls to 057. Theorized that she could have been pulled from one of the sites in like one of the foundation sites,
like a containment site.
As containment site, thank you, where she was one of the leader of the site, and has more than likely been working for the foundation her whole life, kind of as you'd expect, since she is someone that is, I believe she was the first one voted onto the council. Yeah, she is like a pretty ruthless leader in a positive sense of gets shit done. Like, knows what it takes to get shit done, where everyone else on the council is kind of, schemy, backstabby, SCP Foundation-y. If 057 says shit's gonna get done, it's gonna get fucking done for sure. And it always seems like she's working at something, but who knows what necessarily. So kind of the most competent member of the group so far is where we stand with her. Kind of the most sane and competent one. And then next up we have the American. We're going to derail from that. We're going to derail from it real quick. I'd like you to take a guess at what the American does.
He makes sure that the ideals of democracy, liberty, and freedom are upheld by the SCP Foundation.
I'm gonna give you one more guess, Helldiver. You're not that far off, but you're not quite there.
He eats, sleeps, and breathes bald eagles, firearms, and artillery shells.
Rock, flag, and eagle. Yeah, that's pretty much it. He runs the whole fucking military for the SCP Foundation because fucking of course he does.
Well, I mean, the United States is a military powerhouse.
It is believed that the American was a Civil War general. Wait, does it? It does specify fighting for the North. Interesting.
Okay.
Like,
at least he's a good guy.
Agreed, but like it's the SCP Foundation. If it was like he fought for the South, it'd be like, yeah, that still makes sense. But yeah, so he's been alive for he's one of the oldest members of the council in theory at that point, based on when the Foundation was founded as well, because the Foundation was founded after the Civil War.
Yeah, it was like the turn of the 20th century, right?
Yeah, right around there. So there's also kind of just a debate of how would he be alive that long as well?
That's where our boy 0513 comes in.
Well, he wouldn't have been a thing at the time.
Well, listen, Grant was a phenomenal president, so he should have actually don't know too much about his presidency besides he came after Lincoln. Yeah, he...
you already know more about his presidency than me.
That might not even be true. I don't know if he was Lincoln's vice president who took over after the assassination or if he was elected next. I think it's true.
Yeah.
But...
I'll believe you.
Yeah, you guys should always believe me. We're about hot takes and grandiose correct information.
Yeah. I think that's how I opened up.
Yeah,
up top.
Every episode, we tell you everything that we say or are about to say is absolutely 100% true. Take it to the church. Take it to court.
You can bank on it. It is legal tender in most states.
So anyways, let's get back to this fantasy land of horror.
Yeah. We're going to stick with the crazy, though, because we're going to talk about Blackbird. And from what I gather, on the surface, seems like he's probably actually insane, although he's also apparently the most comical and jovial of all of the 05 Council as well, which is something. I don't know what to make of that, but it is something. He's talking to himself all the time and just being kind of crazy in general, but also he mainly researches alternate realities, and it's not an insane thing to think that a lot of the members of the 05 Council are possibly could be SCPs or at least anomalous themselves, and him being part of or seen into alternate realities or being a part of them, and that's who he's talking to, is it's not insane. He still might be. You can look into alternate realities and still be insane. Those aren't mutually exclusive. But he do that. He's crazy. He's joking. He's probably Other than the next guy we're about to talk about, he's probably the most fun to hang out with, I'd say. But the next guy, now that's the ambassador. And this is let me tell you about the ambassador. He is a cool dude. That's kind of it. He's a suave, probably Persian guy, who's hot and has Riz.
Hell yeah!
And
it's the Rizzler, dude.
It is. He might be part of the Rizzler might be part of the O5 council. He's for real. He's probably on the council because 057 got him voted in, and he will say yes to whatever the fuck she wants.
Okay. A little bit of a kinky power dynamic here. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's the ambassador. He's
big boss sleeping with the
hot boy.
With the hot boy, the new hire, the intern.
Yeah, the new hot boy intern. He is also like the PR face. He's like for sure the fall guy if anything bad happens, I feel like, in my mind. Like anything so bad that the O5 council falls, the ambassador is the one that's getting the head taken off, being the only real member of the O5 council for sure. But yeah, he's just a cool dude. That's my notes. Literally, just a cool dude. Speaking of cool dudes, we're not going to talk about the kid, because the kid is, as one would expect, probably a child. Now, the kid, as I referenced earlier, is the official record keeper for the SCP Foundation. He kind of stole the position from the archivist at some point in time, just like it got weaseled his way in and did it and took over. And he is the least seen, other than maybe 051. He's probably the least seen member of the council. Even apparently they have what is known as Overwatch Command, which is where all of them gather to do their Illuminati meetings. And he isn't there. He's just like on screens and talking through computers and stuff with like digital voices and all that kind of like.
Well, yeah, if he leaves his computer, he will never get a chance to drop. He's just waiting on that Helldivers 2 servers to
He's
come
actually
up.
waiting on the fucking queue to ping. God. An interesting thing about him is apparently AI can't talk about him. I don't know
because he doesn't exist to them, because it's like written into all AI code.
It doesn't specify. It says here, notably Foundation AIC units, which I don't know exactly what that stands for, but it means AI bullshit within the Foundation, are incapable of discussing 05-3 despite evidence that information about him accumulates in their databanks as they learn over time. So for sure know he's a thing and just cannot talk about him.
Well, he's in control of all of the information flow ultimately, right? So he's just like,
yeah,
redacted everything about him.
Yeah, that would check out. That's what it certainly seems like without knowing too much more about it. We got two more boys BOI left, because 05-2 is not a boy. This is the Nazarene. She is almost always seen with 05-1, and in the early days of the Foundation was theoretically said to have been the head of what was at the time the Department of Morality, and is now the Ethics Committee, which, like, of course they have one, but it is wild to think that the SCP Foundation has an Ethics Committee. along with that, she's also maybe Jesus, but actually Jesus, because she always wears gloves on her hands, and as you wear gloves, that's where one wears them, and people have theorized that it's because she's hiding the scars on her hands and wrists from crucifixion.
Okay.
Now, I'm about to say these words. I was going to on my own, but it is also the next line of the entry that says, though where this rumor began and what would lead anyone to draw that conclusion in the first place is unknown. But it is out there. Just we don't know why. Make of that what you will.
What is it that she does for the council, or is she just like a sitting member?
It to me kind of seems like at this point she is a sitting member, kind of just up there with 051, but I believe specifically on paper, she's the head of the ethics committee.
Okay. A very ethical character that's been crucified.
Yeah.
And it's a woman?
She is
ruining Christendom. You know that, right?
I do. I'm well aware.
Right.
Hey, that's the Nazarene. I
Jesus
didn't write it.
is a woman.
And then finally we have the man himself, 05-1. Now, Tyler, we have actually talked about 05-1 before. I don't know if you remember, and I mean on this podcast. Do you know who this man is by chance?
Is it the guy that's also the soul of the universe? Wait, no. He's the founder.
Correct. This is the founder. This is Aaron Siegel, a physicist from Cornell University in the early 1900s. It is also said in here, which I didn't see in my previous not 05 Council readings, he obviously became involved with the administrator at some point in time and led to the creation of the SCP Foundation. And I don't need to rehash that here too much. There are a couple of different theories as to why he created the foundation at first. My personal favorite, and the one I believe the most, is that he found an SCP that I have talked about previously, the Gate Guardian, who watches over
the gate to the Garden of Eden, right?
Garden of Eden, thank you. That's it. I totally blanked on that. Yes, he guards the gate to the Garden of Eden, and he told him prepare, and no other context, just prepare. And from there, him and conceivably the administrator founded the SCP Foundation, founded the 05 Council, and lead us to the story that I want to tell next. And unless you have any quick questions or anything to add, we're going to wrap that up here. This is going to be a bit of a shorter one, just giving a quick outline of each of the members of the council, kind of what they do, and just giving some foundation and setup so I don't have to explain each one of them as they do.
Okay, so this is the final episode. For real this time, before we talk about the story that you want to tell.
It is. It is my final episode. You may have one in between, but the next time I am in charge of an episode, we will be starting my story.
Oh yeah, I beat you to the end of my arc.
I should clarify, because I have been saying my story. It's clearly not my story. I think that's pretty clear.
The story that you wish to tell.
I did not. Yes. Also, I do want to shout out. There isn't anything specific for it yet, but I've been seeing it on Twitter. They are currently basically picking in having votes for what is going to be, I believe, SCP-8000. on Twitter currently. If you want to go check that out, that's kind of cool. I haven't actually seen anything added to SCP in real time, so it's kind of cool. I haven't read any of the proposals yet. It's kind of cool to see that actually happening as we're talking about all this.
Is it like a writing team that sort of opened up the polls and said, hey, we'll write about whatever you guys choose among these topics?
No, it's like open. It was open submission.
Oh,
like
shit.
Anyone could submit it. I think that's how they've always done it. Of just anyone can submit stuff and go from there. And then I think I haven't been keeping up with it super close. I'll say that, but like I think today or yesterday I saw a post of like, all right, here's like the main ones that we're like considering. I think is like kind of the step we're on, because I remember seeing like, hey, submit your proposals, and now I'm seeing like, hey, here's what SCP-8000 might be. So check that out if you're interested as well, and I'll probably actually go check them out a little more myself.
Cool.
But yeah,
I do want to make one minor correction. You messed something up.
Okay.
You meant to say formerly known as Twitter, the social media platform X.
I didn't mean that, actually.
You did.
I did not.
Ian, everything that we say is true.
Sue me, Elon.
Careful.
I dare you.
Careful.
Hey, I didn't say...
We don't have the bankroll.
We don't have Musk money.
He could destroy us. We grovel at his feet for mere existence.
That's going to... We're going to wrap it up there. Thank you for listening. We hope you have a great rest of your week, weekend, day, whenever you happen to be listening to this episode. We hope you catch the next one. We're going to be... Tyler's going to do some stuff, and then we're going to get back into SCP. And we're going to finally finish this off. Gonna bite the tail and kind of get it all down. And until then, I've been Ian.
And I've been Tyler. Pick up some Reynolds wrap for the next week's episode, because we're getting a little bit crazy.